started when my mom was about 25 years old. All she known her entire life was working in the fields of Colombia, Caquetá. A criminal group called the guerrillas ruled over this town. Here they would force people to pay an amount of money monthly. If people refused to pay the amount of money they would ask them to pay, they would get threatened either to take their kids, basically kidnap them and take them to be part of their organizations, or otherwise they would take their daughters and sexually abuse them in front of their parents. When I was about 26 years old, these criminal groups came into her house and asked her to pay for this money. By that point, my mom refused to pay the money and they threatened her to kill her. Forced to move to Bogota, Colombia, where she tried to resettle and try different types of jobs. She tried hairdressing and cleaning, but none of them seemed to work for her. She was having so much difficulties trying to raise a baby on her own. By that point, I was already born. Even in Bogota, Colombia, it wasn't any easier for us. My mom moved from place to place, trying to give us a better future, but it didn't work for her. 7 years had already passed, and my mom continued to struggle to settle in Bogota, Colombia. In that moment, my mom found out that she was pregnant. She was pregnant of a baby boy. In that moment, she did not know what to do. The day when my mom took me to school, we were waiting in the bus stop, and some guy from these criminal groups recognized her. They looked at her and yelled her name and began to scream and have night terrors. From there, she became more traumatized of everything that she experienced and seen in her town, Caquetá. Trauma became more severe and she began to feel paranoid. She felt that a lot of people were following her all the time. She changed her hair color and she changed my hair color so that no one could recognize us. In that moment, I continued to move to different houses in different towns, but nothing would work for her. Most traumatic events for me was seeing someone getting murdered in front of our house. My mom would cry the whole night saying that they were coming for her, that they killed the person because they mistaken her. Mom moved us to another house. We kept living like that for a year, moving from place to place, and never felt like we could really resettle into a home. I believed that my mom was crazy, that I don't know what she was always screaming and crying for. But there was one time when one guy called her name again, and I realized it was true. They were following us. They wanted to kill us. Refugee in a new country. She applied to go to New Zealand and Canada, but doors were closed on her. She replied one more time, and then she got sponsored by a religious organization called Anglican Church. Anglican Church sponsored our family. From there, they were giving us an opportunity to have a better life, a better resettle. We're in a waiting list about 6 months. My mom couldn't afford taking care of 2 kids, so she decided to give 1 kid to one aunt. I was in the boarding school. My mom was trying to find something to sustain herself daily. She tried many different jobs, but nothing was good for her. My mom was waiting for immigration to call her. When they finally called her, my mom picked me up from the boarding school, and 15 days later, we were on a plane to Canada. We arrived to Canada. We felt safe. We felt like we finally found a home. From there, the organization picked us up and drove us a few hours away to a little town called Florence, Ontario. We felt happy. We felt overjoyed of everything that we received. We had a new house. We had somewhere where we could call home. My mom was thrilled. She felt like she'd never been so happy in her whole life. September came and my mom began to feel sad and anxious. Winter came, my mom began to feel depressed, sad. She did not want to be there anymore. We lived in a small town where there was about only 10 houses. We didn't have a grocery store or anything nearby. To get any essentials, we had to drive about 2 hours away from our house. My mom was sad. She was devastated. Our house was beautiful. We had everything there, but we didn't have a family. We didn't have any members. We had this beautiful community who came and visited us once in a while. But in the winter time, no one was there. We were all alone. I did not know what mental health was. When September came, my brother and I went to school for the first time. When we arrived there, we were so happy. We finally got to go to a school and make friends. But what happened was that my brother was accepted and I was rejected because I did not look like everyone else. My brother had green eyes, he had white skin color, and I was a little bit darker and I had black hair. All the kids would make fun of me. And the school provided us an ESL teacher, but she was only there for us for a couple of weeks, which I believe it wasn't enough for us. We had to learn English on our own. My mom would force me to skip school to go with her to her meetings, where she would get like legal advice. And I would have to interpret it for her and do all the paperwork. I did not know what to write, but I tried my best. I had to take her to the doctor, to the hospital. I had to take her everywhere. I felt like I had the responsibility of caring for my mom. It was hard for me. The teachers were yelling at me. They didn't understand why I was absent so much. They were all against me. I didn't understand that my mom did not speak the language, that I was basically taking her place, that I had to do all her work. I was the one doing her responsibilities. It was hard for me. I did not know how to handle all these things, and I was very behind work, and school was getting harder and harder for me. One day I came sad, feeling so depressed. All in my mind was that I did not want to live anymore. I didn't understand why people were so hard on me. My mom was doing her best. I was doing my best. So from that point, I wondered why they never supported us, why they never gave my mom or I some psychological help or some counseling for our traumatic experience. I believe that that would help us have a better mental health. In the Latin community, there's a lot of lack of knowledge. A lot of Latin people believe that mental health is just something for people who are ignorant, people who are crazy. No one talks about mental health in the Spanish community. No one speaks about depression. No one talks about anxiety. Arriving as a newcomer to Canada, it brings a lot of struggles. You'll face language struggles. You'll face barriers such as school, getting adjusted to a new culture, all those things. But I believe that one of the biggest struggles for someone coming to Canada is dealing with their mental health. To understand why you went through so many traumatic things. Getting the proper help is the most important thing for a refugee.